Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that continually rule very well. That's continually feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. And also shalom to the whole elect that is also plowing this work and giving diligence to make your call and election sure, and faith, true sincerity, and also in all charity. Now, topic of this video is going to be entitled Pride, the Silent Killer. All right, and the reason why I titled this video is because, you know, especially in this walk that we're involved in, which is the walk of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, you know, and when I say we, I'm talking about us, the men of great millstone, especially, I include myself in this as well, that we have to be mindful of, you know, our walk and, you know, basically the day-to-day things that we go through, you know, especially when we're outside of the camera or behind the camera, all right? You know, when you see us out there on the highways and byways, you know, we teach and edify, but that's only part of the battle. The other side of the battle is to basically to just stay in the spirit, man, and endure, all right? Meanwhile, you know, there are others, other activities, so to speak, or other tasks that's laid upon us to fulfill, you know, which is what? To feed the flock of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, which that's the true name of the Heavenly Father, in which his name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right. So with that being said, which was tied to this lesson is that, you know, pride is known as the silent killer because this place, America, is hyped up and propped on pride, man. You know, it's pumped up with pride. You know, these people that you see are prideful, you know, especially our people, man. You know, the wicked of our people, you know, they can care too less about our Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, man. They just completely forgot about him. All right. And lightly esteemed him, man, which Yahweh Shai is known as the rock of our salvation, pursuant to Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter. All right, speaks about how Israel is waxed fat. You know, they're living good, so to speak. All right, living with no cares. And that's what America does to you, man. That's what Babylon the Great does to you, and that's a part of the wine of Babylon. That's a part of the Babylon juice, like we like to call it, man. All right. It's part of that Babylon juice, and these people are drunk with the wine of Babylon, which comes with what? Pride. So with that being said, you know, that's the reason why I made mention at the beginning of the video is that we have to be mindful of how we walk. All right, because pride is compared to a seed. You know, when you have a seed, you know, it's small. You know, it's just that. It's just a seed. You know, it's small and, you know, hasn't grown or anything like that. But once you sow that seed, or if that seed has been sown in the ground, you know, it's only a matter of time before it starts to sprout, it starts to grow, it starts to become a plant. Now, same thing with pride. You know, pride just starts off as a seed. So when pride gets implanted within a certain individual, and then it grows until it becomes a plant, man, until to the point to where it's noticeable. You know, it's basically becomes seen. You know, that's compared to an individual that waxes worse and worse. You know, because it starts off little, and then afterwards that little bit turns into a huge mess. And that's what you see with these guys that call themselves Hebrew Israelites. You know, it turns into a huge mess, into the point to where they wax so worse is that everything that they do is obvious. You know, everything that they do can be seen by every single person around them, and they can see it on them, man. That's why you got certain guys like Nate, General Yohana, you got Comfy. These guys that you see on the screen, you know, you can clearly see it now, man. You can clearly see that wicked seed that was sown within the hearts of these individuals, these men, and they waxing worse and worse. To now it's obvious, man. Now it's seen. You know, it's laid out in front of everybody now, man. All right. Once again, pride is that silent killer, man. All right. And really, man, pride is a declaration against Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. That's a sign of rebellion. Because if you go into the scriptures, it tells you that pride is when one begins to depart away from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. And I'm gonna get that just to go ahead and jump into the precepts. It's lucky. And bear with me as well. I'm in transit right now, so it might take me some time to get these precepts going. But it's Sirach, the 10th chapter, and I'm gonna go a little bit further down. It's Sirach, the 10th chapter, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." Now the breakdown of this scripture is that when it says, "Why is earth and ashes proud?" is because we're the creation of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We're the creation, man. The Lord has put life into his men that you see on the highways and byways, man. And we're moving. We're basically animated. If you go into the word animated, it goes into the word something that has life. All right. So once again, it says, "Why is earth and ashes proud?" And which, once again, we're nothing but earth and ashes. We were made from the dust of the ground, and the Lord formed us the way that he wants us to be, which that's a scary thing, man, which goes right back to having the fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, because we don't have control over our lives, man. We don't have control of what goes on around us. Everything is operated through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua and how he wants things to be directed. All right. So again, it says, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man." All right. And that's what and like I mentioned before, that's what you see with these guys, man. They're covetous. All right. And the main thing that they covet is what? Riches. The riches of this world. Gaining fame and a name, which is pride, man. Those are the main drivers of pride, to make a name for yourself. A guy's not right when he's trying to make a name for himself and try to say, we got this big, we're the best camp and, or the best group out there. No group is like that's a powerful statement, man. I'm talking about naming these other guys, man. Well, here it is, man. You got these guys priming themselves up to be the best looking or the most sought after camp or the most sought after group. Meanwhile, they're going completely off concerning the scriptures, man. All right. And then you have Great Millstone. That's the most hated group, right? But yeah, here it is, man. We're fulfilling the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. And you see how backwards that is. All right. But the Lord set it up that way. All right. Because he's going to knock them off that pedestal, man. Okay. And we're slowly but surely starting to see that. So once again, it says, "There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such a one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." And that's right, man. Especially that's prominent among our people, man. They cast away their bowels, right? They basically give their blood, sweat, and tears to this harlot Babylon, man. All right, to make a name for themselves, to be famous, to get some sort of I don't want to say contract, but basically to have fame, to be famous, to be a star here in Babylon. Which the Lord's not looking for that, man. He's not looking for a covetous man that's gonna have his soul or to set his soul out there just to be sold, man. All right, that's why America is known as the place where the souls of men have been sold. All right. And it's always been like that. That's why the spirit of Egypt is on this place, man. That's why if you go into Revelations, it deems this city as spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Okay. Now, I want to skip down a little bit. Verse 12, it says, "The beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High." And that's right. So the beginning of pride is when one starts to depart from the Most High. Why? Because once again, like I mentioned earlier, pride is a declaration of war. That's a rebellious spirit. Okay. And how is that a rebellious spirit? Well, when pride seeps in and is planted, guess what? You're going to be more apt to transgress the words of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Basically, you're going to start attaining unto that prideful spirit. All right. And the reason why I say that is because, we got, you have brothers in the truth. They'll go off every now and then, because we're in this flesh. But when you have a person that's completely has an off spirit, all right, and is starting to deviate away from, I don't want to say vibration, but from the presence of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Pride has seeped in and is taking root and is starting to develop, all right. And the only way that's the only way to fix that is that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which is known as the husbandman, all right, he's gonna have to uproot that seed that's been planted. He's gonna have to uproot that plant, which is pride, all right. And the way that he does that, you have to dig into the soil to do that, man. Okay. And it's not a comfortable thing, man. It's a violent act. You know, you have to dig. You got to dig down in the dirt. You got to put your shovel down. You know, dig out all the dirt, and that's by force. All right. So once again, it says for pride is the beginning of sin. It's like start the verse up. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his maker. See, like I mentioned earlier, we're the creation. He's the potter. All right, because if you go to the book of Jeremiah, the Lord told Jeremiah to go down to the potter's house, and he said, "Can I not do unto Israel, or can I not do unto this clay like I do unto Israel?" In other words, he was saying that, look, the same way that a potter can put together a creation out of clay, and at any time at his leisure, he can just destroy it and rebuild it again. That's what he meant. What it meant when he made that statement concerning Israel. You know, he can take Israel, dismantle it, and bring it back up, and he's actually doing that. All right, because what he's doing is he's raising up men out of the nation of Israel to be the governing body. Because Israel was broken down, right, during the time we fell asleep. We didn't know our nationality. And guess what? The Lord is building Israel back up, starting with the elect. All right? And that's all through his will. That's through the will of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. All right? So it says, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. See? So pride is the beginning of sin, man. Why? Because once again, it's rebellion, man. And you know what scripture say about rebellion? Rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. And you know what also the law says about a witch? It says, suffer not a witch to live. All right. So again, it says, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And that's right, man. Like I mentioned before about that seed, you know, that abomination is going to start pouring out of you. You know, I'm talking about to the guys that are not right. That abomination is going to start pouring out of you, and it's going to be obvious. All right. It says, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. That's pretty much it on that. Now I want to grab another precept, right? It's a book of Proverbs, the 28th chapter, in the 26th verse. It says, he that trusteth in his own heart is a fool. And that's right. He that trusts in his own heart is nothing but a fool, man. How are you gonna trust in your own heart, knowing that we're in this flesh? We don't control ourselves, man. That's why scriptures say, man's goings are of the Lord. So therefore, we can't understand our way, like the scriptures say in Proverbs, man. So the Lord is the one that's directing our steps, man. All right. He's leading our paths because we don't understand our own way. The things that, we understand to a certain extent, but the Lord allows certain things to happen to either teach a lesson, to edify, or to or for the sake of destruction, man. It's either one way or the other, man. Because the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, is not in, he's not in a gray area. He doesn't deal with gray areas. He doesn't deal with the middle of the line, man, or in the middle. All right. There's because the scriptures speak about that too, about being lukewarm. It said, look, if you're lukewarm, you're in the middle, and you're in that gray area, guess what, man? You're still gonna be destroyed, man. So it's either you're the side of righteousness or on the side of wickedness, man. All right, you can't be in between. So therefore, with that being said, That's why the Lord deals with, look, either you're set for salvation or you're set for destruction. Okay. So again, it says, he that trusts in his own heart is a fool, but whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. See? So it said, whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered. And how do you walk wisely? All right, let me grab that. Slacky, bear me for 1 second. It's the book of Psalms, the 119th chapter. And this is at verse 104. It says, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. And that's right. So through the precepts of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, which is what? These words that I'm reading out of right now. So through the precepts of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. And that's right. Every way that is outside of the Bible, outside of these scriptures, is false. All right. No matter how a person wants to look at it, no matter how much they want to cry, hoop and holler about it, that's the truth. All right. So every false way is everything that's contrary to what's written within the Bible, within these scriptures. All right. Like brother in my camp, I always say this, man, and it's the cold hard fact that this is the most powerful book on the planet Earth. This is the most powerful book on the planet Earth, man. You tell me another book that's able to tell you things that's going to happen before they happen, man, or tell you about the facts of life and what comes out of what goes on here in this current world. All right, you're not going to find another book like this, man. Okay. The reason why nobody want to deal with it is because it exposes them, man. And people don't want to be exposed, you know. People don't want to be exposed for their wickedness and what they're doing. They don't want to be called out on things that they're doing wrong. They want to live in ignorance, and they just want to keep doing what they're doing without knowing it, man. Why? Because the things that they do, they know is hurtful, man. And they don't want to have anything to do with it. They rather just do it and not even think about it. All right. And that's a form of being drunk. All right. Because if you're drunk, and I'm speaking about the wine of Babylon, right? If you're drunk and you're doing some if you're doing some madness, right? You're conducting the madness and abominations. You're not going to remember what you did, and you're not going to be conscious of what you're doing. All right. So once again, like going back to the same precept, it said, through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. See? Now, yeah, I believe that's pretty much on that. Yeah, that's all I want to grab on this particular topic. But yeah, man, I just want to do this quick video impromptu. I didn't want to make this too long. I've been trying to do this video for days, man, because my phone keeps messing up. It doesn't record my audio, but Lord's will, this audio is recorded. If I'm about to check here after I close it out, but Lord's will is edifying to the body of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the members of the Holy Elect. Until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Brachah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continually rule very well to this very day. Shalom, peace and safety, salutations to the Holy Elect that's continually planning his work and giving diligence to make your calling and election sure in faith, truth, and sincerity, and also in our charity. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.